So let's just jump right into this one. What I decided to do was joint the board on my table saw, basically because I'm a little lazy and didn't want to pull out my joiner. I have a small shop and it takes a little bit to get that thing set up, but this was just one little board. So I decided to do it with the straight edge against the fence, and wanted to salvage most of the width of this board, so I'm only trimming the edges just to get them parallel to each other. After I get them parallel, I get a straight edge on one end. Wow. Sorry for the shakiness. I won't be filming this anymore with my camera sitting on the bench with the saw. Once I get the straight edge, I do basically just cut the board in half because I'm going to end up gluing them side by side. Use a simple glue up, nothing in between, just to pull those together and do my best to get them lined up so I don't have a lot to clean up afterwards. I do like to put clamps on the seam just to kind of even them up. After the glue dried, pretty much the next step would be to get some of the glue removed to squeeze out. Several ways to do that, but I usually just grab my little block plane and just skim off the surface a little bit. Now I wanted to cut it down to its final size. I wasn't exactly sure of the design when I started, but at this point it was too wide, so I wanted to trim it off, but I wanted to keep the seam in the middle of the board, so that's why I cut a little bit off of both sides. Whoa, 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 whoa. You might want to lock those wheels before flipping the cart. So planing it, I just got the glue up to an even thickness on both sides of that seam. And the planer does a great job with that. I didn't have to run it through too much, but it was nice to get it to fit in the planer. And then just to even up the ends. I got a trash bag hanging there on the end of the saw. How nice. So now I just wanted to lay out a unique handle for this thing, and apparently the best thing I could find was a glue bottle, but it works. It's got a good arc to lay out a handle and mark the edges. So this is just me making sure everything's nice and even. Ignore what I'm doing here. I'm thinking I'm knowing what I'm doing and finding the center of that handle, but I didn't. I had to go back out and figure it out a different way. Now with the Forstner bit, drilling out the handle, and yes, the speed's too high, but again, I'm lazy and I didn't want to slow it down. Just take it over to the bandsaw, cut off the excess there on the pattern, and take a good look at my elbow. This is actually fairly easy on the bandsaw. I've got my 1/4 inch blade on there, which allows that to make those little tight curves. Over to the spindle sander after flipping the cart back over, just to take off the bandsaw marks on the edges and get some of the burn marks off of there. Finishing the board with it's a 1/4 inch round over, kind of went all the way around on both sides. Gives it a nice smooth edge. Sure to get that handle, that circle in the center of the handle. I do like to hand sand edges when I round them over, but that'll knock off some of those burn edges as well. And then I sanded from 80 grit up to 320 on the finish. What I'm not showing is I did spray a water on there to pop the grain in between coats. But anyway, finished sanding it to 320, wrapped up the edges. And then it was time to do the specialty work on this thing. So I break out my notepad, do a little bit of math for layout. Wanted to center the design that I'm putting on here and get it to the right dimensions, but I'm going to use my laser to laser engrave this thing, and got the image into light burn. Got it laid out exactly where I wanted it on the board and put it to work. It took an hour and 40 minutes to laser etch this in. Then I oiled the board with just a mineral oil, let it soak in. You can actually see a little bit of it there soaking out still, but yeah, it's up with you. Anyway, I finished the board with a little bit of some homemade, it's a wax, beeswax, actually sourced from local honeycombs from one of our local bee farmers. Anyway, I got all of that coated really well, sealed in the wax. The wax hardened up and it's turned out really nice. So I'm fairly new to woodworking. By all measures, this was a fairly easy project to do. It only took me probably about 2, maybe 3 hours at most to get it all done, not counting dry time. It was something that was extremely simple, made from a piece of wood that I really didn't have anything else to use it for. But one thing I love about woodworking is you're making things for people that are going to last a long time. And this is made for my in-laws, and this is their family crest that I've been able to use my laser to burn and etch onto this thing, which they can use it in the kitchen if they want, hang it, however they would like to use it. But again, it's something that's going to be treasured in the family, and hopefully that they get to enjoy it for a long time. So hopefully this will give you some ideas, and I plan to do more of this in the future. Thanks for watching.